Wait. Whoa. Whoa. What is happening? The Dragon Warrior! It's me!
Wow, this is my face when I rewatch this movie. At this time, we can all agree that Kung Fu Panda 4 is not a good movie. Even calling it entertaining purpose is still hard to accept. There are a lot of problems around the movie, especially the villain. But I don't want to talk about her now. I want to talk about our favorite panda, Po. And what did the writer did to him. Watching Po in this movie made me feel like the writer only watched the first Kung Fu Panda movie and then they started to write the script. I'm going to point out this specific scene, which is in my opinion is the worst scene in the movie, and I will call it the candidate choosing. Keep in mind that all of this is my opinion only, and I'm here to share what I think. So before we go any further, let's see what Po had been through the trilogy. The first movie we got introduced to Po who know nothing about Kung Fu, even though he is an apprentice, but it does show how hardworking and tough he is. Even Master Shifu tried to kick him out countless times. Everybody seems very mean to him. At the end, he overcome his personal inferiority and show anyone doubt him. This movie did a good job to open Po's journey. In the second movie, he goes against Zhen, where he faced the person who caused the event of sleep from his parents. And in a way to save the world, he learned to accept that and continue his story. The entire movie is just a challenge of mental for Po and choosing the right path. So in the third movie, and also the last in the trilogy, he fought against Kai, who is not only an action kung fu master, but also has an equal talent and strength to Oogway. And with the power of Chi, he becomes more and more stronger. Can be considered one of the toughest battles for Po. But yeah, at the end, he realized that the real strength is not from the individual, but from the group, whom they can believe and trust each other. This movie is just a reminder that even if you grant the title Dragon Warrior, but it doesn't mean you are the strongest, and fighting power is not the only way to get stronger. People around you can also help you. Like throughout the trilogy, he goes to the moment when he was so depressed that he wanted to give up or get overpowered by his opponent. However, Po still overcome that and decided to do the right thing and show the villain what could they done differently.
You gotta let go of that stuff from the past, because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
Even though he's in a very tough situation, these scenarios make him who he is now. He has been both mentally and physically throughout the previous trilogy. He's from the person no one cares about or make fun of to the hero everybody needs. So all of that should continue to develop and show how mature he is compared to the previous movie. It doesn't need to be too serious. Make it natural and make it feel like Kung Fu Panda 2. Tense but still funny.
I am Po, and I'm gonna need a hat.
So what's the bad thing about this? It is funny and show how immature he is. Yeah, true, but if you remember in the very first scene, they already showed it to us. He used Oogway's staff to cut a rope and flexing how cool he is.
Given to me by Master Oogway himself. It is said that whoever possesses this staff has the power to travel between the realms. The power to unlock the door to the spirit realm.
Until he gets interrupted by Master Shifu. It gives us enough information to know how immature he is, which I believe the purpose of this is just so he need to find a Dragon Warrior because he is the Master of Chi now. But yes, then again, what's the point introducing a bunch of new characters that we'll never have a chance to see again in the movie? This is completely opposite of the first Kung Fu Panda movie, where we got introduced to the furious fight and they did affect the story a lot. They are like the unobstructive object to push the story. They make Po very uncomfortable, doesn't easy on him even though he's new. and more, especially Tigress. She affects the story the most. She gives the information that we all want to hear. Back to Kung Fu Panda 4, not only they introduce a bunch of random side characters, which is of course we never see again, but also wasting a time to go into the main story. In my opinion, there's no reason to show us the scene which just has no effect to the story or the plot. Like even the purpose of the scene is just trying to show the struggle and the responsibility of Po. The line which he said,
Whoa, what is happening? The Dragon Warrior! It's me!
it's just bad. It's showing Po is an irresponsible person, and then I don't find any funny in it. Compare this to the scenes in Kung Fu Panda, where Master Oogway choosing the Dragon Warrior. We were confused and stunned when he pointed at Po for no reason at all. The moment making us want to fully focus because we want to know why he made that decision. But when you come back to Kung Fu Panda 4 with the same situation with a different spot, where it can change Po's life forever and now he can do to the other one. Instead saying that, Po can say the result will be announced as soon as possible, but the voice is with no confidence. Or maybe if you want to add more humor, you can let him say, all of you are amazing, but I have some job to do, and just run away. All of this has only one purpose to serve, is to show Po is not ready to be a teacher or give up his Dragon Warrior title, and also he is still not mature enough to understand how should he do. I think it could be better like this, and of course this is just my opinion. I'm not a filmmaker or something. Or the other option I can get is just get rid of the scenes and let Po wake up late so he can't get to the stadium on time. And then the way he been there, he not Zhen who just doing a still stuff. And yeah, the problem just solved there. I don't know the reason why we keeping that.
Mr. Beast!
Yeah, but Mr. Beast is there. Just put Mr. Beast dead when Po and Zhen on the way to the city and let him say something. It's just sad when you see animation trilogy can hit rock bottom like this. I think about Megamind. When it first came out, no one cares, but as time went by, people realized how good it is and meaningful it could be, and it got the attention it should get from the beginning. And for a TV show, we don't talk about it. Okay, we didn't talk about it. It's just sad. Right, Kung Fu Panda is a completely different story. It's an instant hit when it first came out, and everybody loved it, especially the second sequel. The third one just doing fine, I believe. The thing is, people understand the character cause of the situation they are in. We know why Shifu is being very mean to Po, why Tigress need to trying very hard, or why Tai Long, Shane and Kai become what we know today. And with the release of Kung Fu Panda 4, I was hoping that it could continue doing what it was good at, but it couldn't do what I was hoping for. Even the funny parts sometimes make me very uncomfortable to watch. Maybe they put too much effort into the wild robot, which is very promising, not gonna lie. But as again, it's just sad to see what they did to Po in the franchise.